Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Brief.
Rocket fire from Gaza overnight. 3 projectiles launched flying into southern Israel in the early evening Sunday. 2 rockets reportedly striking an open field in the Sdot Negev region without causing injuries or damages. The third targeting the Sha'ar HaNegev region an hour later. And the IDF's Iron Dome anti-missile defense system launched to intercept the third projectile. Israeli forces then announced retaliatory airstrikes against underground Hamas infrastructure. The IDF spokesperson explaining that Israel will not accept rocket fire at the south, and that a situational assessment will be held in the coming hours. With sounds of thunder and lightning, Israel's new Ofek 16 or Horizon 16 reconnaissance satellite broke into orbit Monday morning at 4 a.m. from the Palmachim airbase. The optoelectronic satellite boasts advanced capabilities and improved precision and follows the Ofek 11, which was launched in 2016. Defense Minister Benny Gantz hailing the launch, calling it a mighty achievement for the defense industries in general and for Israel Aerospace Industries, which partnered in the project in particular. Now, while the launch has been in the works for months, Ofek 16's mission, among other things, has already been directed at keeping tabs on Iran, especially as Iran continues to develop its nuclear and missile capabilities. This new directive also follows several mysterious explosions and cyber attacks targeting Iranian military and research facilities over the past few weeks, including at the Natanz nuclear center, the Kojir missile manufacturing plant, the Zargan power plant, and the Karun petrochemical center. Sources in the Middle East claiming Israel is responsible for these targeted attacks, which Iranian officials now admit caused considerable damages to their sensitive facilities. Israel then also now reportedly preparing for potential Iranian retaliation in the form of cyber attacks, missile attacks from Syria, or some other such assault. Israeli Defense Minister and alternate Prime Minister Benny Gantz still playing off accusations, though, saying on public radio that everyone can be suspicious of us all the time, but that not every event that happens in Iran is connected to us. That said, he adds that, quote, "A nuclear Iran is a threat to the world and the region, as well as a threat to Israel, and we will do everything to prevent that from happening." Iran, for its part, also now increasing its threatening rhetoric. Top commanders within the IRGC's Navy claiming Sunday that Iran has built underground missile cities all across the coasts of the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, cities that would, quote, "be a nightmare for Iran's enemies." Softer language going out the window, and the government coronavirus cabinet meeting today to discuss new restrictions. The head of Israel's coronavirus advisory panel now saying that we have lost control of the pandemic, and that we are now facing Israel's greatest ever national civilian crisis. Professor Eli Waxman explaining to Israeli media that in today's situation with 1,000 daily infections scattered throughout the country, we can no longer disrupt the chain of infection, even if there were a working system in place to do that, which there isn't. In fact, even the health ministry's epidemiological testing system and the Shin Bet Security Service's newly renewed phone tracing programs are far outpaced by the spread of COVID-19. And that's assuming that the phone tracing system even works properly, which new reports say it doesn't. Tens of thousands of Israelis receiving texts over the weekend that they need to enter quarantine, yet many complain that the technology was mistaken and that the contact they supposedly had with infected individuals would have been impossible. So this means that far from flattening the curve as we'd hoped, in a matter of weeks, Israel is expected to experience upwards of 1,200 new patients in serious condition, putting the whole health system in danger of collapse. Already, new infections have brought the currently sick number up to over 11,800, with 90 in serious condition, and the death toll likewise rising to a total of 332. As for new restrictions on the public, to prevent as many infections as possible, Israel's COVID-19 cabinet convening today. New restrictions on the docket, including requiring summer camps to create insulated groups of up to 15, limiting restaurant patrons now up to just 20 people at a time, and enforcing some kind of restrictions on gatherings on the coasts and beaches.
That's all for now, but for more news from Israel, remember to like ILTV on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.